Today we are going to be talking about how to become unrecognizable by summer.
First time in a long time, hurting deeply inside.
Hi babes, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chelsea. If you're new here, I do lifestyle, beauty, and fashion content. I also talk about feminine energy and how to create a life that you cannot get enough of. If that sounds like your vibe, I hope you decide to subscribe and join the family. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to unlock the hottest, sexiest version of yourself and become unrecognizable by summer. Today is March 16th and we have 96 days until summer. That's your sign to watch this entire video from start to finish so that you can become the hottest version of yourself in 2025. That is my goal for summer. I want to be so fine that I literally tilt the earth. That is my goal for this summer. If you have been following me and keeping up with my journey, I am on a journey to become her, to become the woman that I've always dreamed of. I started this process about a year ago. I feel like I have done a lot of work, but there is still a lot of work to do. And sometimes it's not pretty, you guys. This year and even the next 3 months, I want us to focus on relying on consistency and discipline and not relying on our mood, because moods change, okay? And while we're doing this, we're gonna keep our eyes on our own paper. If I can remember the creator that said that drove everything home for me, because sometimes we're comparing ourselves or we're looking at other people and what they're doing, but your progress deserves to be acknowledged, okay? So we're gonna keep our eyes on our own paper, which leads into my first tip of becoming unrecognizable by summer 2025, okay? We're gonna keep our eyes on our own paper. Comparison is the thief of joy. So I need that to be your mindset before you even start your journey or start your fitness journey or your glow up journey, whatever you want to call it. I need you to process in your mind that we're going to keep our eyes on our own paper. This is going to help us stay focused, okay? It's all about mindset first. Before you even get in the gym, before you get in the kitchen and start cooking things, or before you buy those new outfits or start those new glow up routines, you want to have the mindset of, I am only focused on myself. There is nobody else around me. I do not care. That is going to be my first tip for today's video, is to keep your eyes on your own paper. I know that may not be a conventional tip. It may not be something that other people may say, but I feel like that is the biggest part of our journey, because sometimes when you are looking at other sources and other people, you can feel like, oh, I don't have that, or I can't do that. So that's gonna be our #1 theme for 2025, for summer 2025, to have that body that you want. You're gonna focus on yourself, okay? Focus on you, your goals, and what you have planned for yourself, and then the rest will follow. And I also wanna reiterate that in order to glow up and become the best version of yourself, you do not have to do massive things in order to get big results. It's the small things. Maybe if you eat fried foods only, it's maybe changing that out for something grilled. It's always changing those little things to build to the bigger step. That's the biggest thing that you should be focusing on your glow up, is the small habits that you need to change that may need some work, instead of doing this massive shift. Oh, I'm gonna do 75 hard. And that's nothing wrong with 75 hard if that's something that you decide to do and that's something that can be sustainable for you and your lifestyle. I'm here for it. But if you know 75 hard is not your go-to, that's not something that you're good at or that you can do, maybe try to swap out small things. Maybe do 75 soft instead of 75 hard. I know even for myself, things that I failed at in the past is because I was trying to do this massive thing to get this big result. And it always delays me, because then now I'm getting overwhelmed. Now I'm feeling like, oh wow, I can't do this. Or oh wow, you know, this is actually hard. Instead, we want to make those small changes that's gonna lead up to our big changes. Which leads me into my second tip to become unrecognizable within the next 90 days. We're gonna make sure that we're managing our eating habits, okay? So if you're that girl who's always eating fast food and it's not the healthiest fast food, you're eating, you know, French fries and chicken nuggets and hamburgers and all of the things that you know are not gonna get you to that goal that you have for yourself. But if you know you have big dreams, big goals, and you have a certain vision for yourself that you have, even for your body, and you want to feel better, you want to look good, you know, you want to be in that tiny bikini this summer. That's what I'm wishing on all the girls, okay? We're gonna be in tiny bikinis, okay? That's gonna be because we're sticking to our goals. So if you don't eat healthy now, try swapping out that fast food for maybe, like, you know, if you're not a cooking girl, if you're not a girl that's in the kitchen, maybe swap out for Kava instead of Chick-fil-A. And this is just an example. But if Chick-fil-A is your favorite place, maybe do a kale salad and grilled chicken instead. You have to really be disciplined with your eating in order to see results. And that's not me saying you have to eat grass every single day of the week, okay? You just have to monitor your eating and maybe dial back some if your goal is to lose weight. And if your goal is to gain weight, maybe increase your protein. It's so many different things that you can do. Like, for example, myself, girl, I'm trying to lose a little weight, okay? I'm trying to lose a little weight. So you guys are gonna be coming with me along the journey. Just get more definition, you know? And so with that being said, I have to take it a step back with all of my fast food that I'm normally eating. Or maybe, you know, try to pick up different healthy habits. So that's the main point of tip number 2, is to make sure that you are creating healthy habits for yourself. And even if you're trying to gain weight, you can still eat healthy. It's so important for us to eat healthy, you guys, because even young people are passing away because they're not taking care of their bodies. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of your temple. You want to treat your body like a temple, like the temple it is. We want to eat healthy as much as possible. You can have your drink. You can go out and about and maybe eat the fries or the chicken tenders, whatever it is that you desire to eat. The main thing for this tip is to make sure that 80% of the time, at least, or 75% of the time, you are making sure that you're tailoring your diet to your body's needs so that you can feel your best this summer. It takes 21 days to make a habit. We all know this. We've heard this millions of times. So focus on the first 21 days. Don't even think about the 90 days. That's what I'm doing in my process. I'm not worried about, you know, how I'm gonna look by May or how I'm gonna look by June. That's not me saying that it's not important to me. However, I'm not gonna obsess over the timeline. I'm gonna more so focus on how I can create these habits and be consistent as possible over the next 21 days. And after that, it'll feel like you're just in a rhythm of things. And that's the best feeling to have, is when you're creating new habits for yourself that are sustainable, that you are feeling like you're in the rhythm, okay? It's not hard, it's not complicated. You're not overcomplicating it, and it's making it easy for you to sustain this lifestyle change that you are embracing into your life. Which leads me into my 3rd tip. You want to make sure that you're increasing your protein, okay? Of course, I'm no dietitian. This is just a step that I'm going to be doing in my process as well of glowing up and just becoming the best version of myself. I'm increasing that protein, girl, okay? So hot girls make sure that they get their protein in, and that's important. Making sure that you're getting maybe like protein shakes, and making sure that you're eating like healthy, you know, grilled chicken, salmon, cod, whatever it is that you enjoy, making sure that you're consuming that. And speaking of protein and speaking of supplements, you guys know, if it's one thing about Chelsea, I'm going to tell you to drink that water, okay? You need to make sure that you are drinking water. That needs to be number 1 priority for you in your glow up journey, because your water intake is so important for your body. Not only for your body, even mental clarity. I don't understand how some people just drink soda all day. Like, you can't think. You want to make sure that you're staying away from sugar and processed foods, and then also making sure that you're upping that water intake. That's going to help you so much throughout your journey. You're going to feel more energized. You want to feel hydrated. It's going to show up in your skin. Your skin is going to be glowing. Water is a very important key when it comes to glowing up. I cannot reiterate that enough. I will drink water before I drink a soda, and I'm not even lying. You can ask anybody that knows me. I don't drink soda. I don't drink any of that, because I feel like it just makes my skin just do the most. Which is the entire theme for today's video. You want to just create habits that are going to be good for you in your lifestyle. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to be your mom. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and then I'm also encouraging you guys to just create healthy habits. Whatever it doesn't work for you, throw it out. Okay, act like I never said it. But whatever does work for you, make sure that you actually take these things into account. Maybe jot them down, write them down, so that you can stay on top of it. Because one thing that we don't want to do, we don't want to look back and be like, wow, I wasted my 90 days. I could have been fine this summer. The whole time you're still sitting on the couch eating a bag of Cheetos. Again, that's not me saying that you can't have those snacks or those treats for yourself, but 80% of the time you want to make sure that you're, you know, taking care of yourself in the kitchen as well. Tip number 4, we are getting outside, okay? The weather is warming up. We're coming back alive, especially for my girls who suffer from seasonal depression. You are not alone, okay? Your girl had her days. I had my time. And yeah, summer is coming, okay? And I want to be outside. I want to be sitting, you know, having lunch outside. I want to be sitting by the pool. I want to travel. So it's so important for you to start getting outside. And what I mean by that is just touch some grass. If you find yourself in the house 90% of the time, even myself, I've recently dealt with this. I was in the house, y'all. I feel like I was in the house every single day because I work from home. So it's like I'm in the house. It makes you feel like you have no social life. So you're like, okay, life is just passing me by. And that's because you're in the house, okay? Take a walk. Like, it's so important to start walking, getting those steps in, letting that sun hit you so you can get that vitamin D, making sure that you're, you know, just experiencing life, because life is supposed to be experienced. Okay, we're not going to be in the house. Even if your normal routine is to be at home, you want to make sure that you start to get outside now. Okay, it's the perfect opportunity. It's not that hot yet, because we all know that summer, once it gets here, y'all, it's gonna be hot. I wanna make sure that you're getting outside, getting that air, getting that fresh air, getting that vitamin D, and touching some grass, okay? So that you can feel better, especially after winter. And that's for my people who experience seasonal depression, or you just found like, hey, this winter was a rough winter mentally for you. But it's so important to be reminded how important it is to, as people, to get outside and actually experience life, you know? So that means for my girlies who are always at home, my homebodies, it's time for you to get outside, girl, okay? It's summer is coming, and we're outside this summer. My 5th tip for becoming your best self within the next 90 days, to solidify your self-care routine. This is an important tip because summer, you know, less clothes, we're outside, you're gonna be out and about, a lot more skin is gonna be showing than it is in the winter time. So you wanna feel confident in your own body. You wanna make sure that you're creating self-care routines that you enjoy. Not only just that you enjoy, but that are gonna be beneficial for your body. If you know that you may have like a little hyperpigmentation in different places that you're not, you know, too keen on and you're not too fond of, you want to make sure that you start working on that now. So by summer, you're good to go. You're feeling good, you're looking good. And that's my goal. Like, I really want all of the women and men, I'm pretty sure it may be a few men that watch me, to just feel their best self. And it starts with you. You want to make sure that you are doubling down on your self-care routine. Start getting those body scrubs in. Even if you want to, like, you know, be fully hairless this summer, maybe try laser, try different things that are going to be beneficial for you and your lifestyle, and of course your budget, because some things are expensive, but there also are caveats to that as well, because it's always a dupe for something. Okay, it's always something else that you can do to replace something else, you know. So just figuring out what routines are going to be good for you this summer is going to be important. Okay, we want to have that glowy, soft skin. If you're on a fitness journey and you know you want to maybe enhance certain things, maybe start doing body treatments on yourself, whether it's body sculpting, or even if you can't afford body sculpting, maybe try to get some body sculpting tools on Amazon that you can consistently use and reshape your body if that's something that you desire. It's so many different things, but of course, the main focus of this particular tip is to focus on self-care. Okay, self-care is always going to be rewarded, and it's always going to be the best care that you can ever have. I think we're on tip number 6. I say this with love, okay? Give me your hand. It's time for you to lock down on your finances, okay? I know my girls have trips planned. They want to go here, they want to go there. And if finances are not of importance for you, then of course this tip would not apply. But if it is important to you, you want to make sure that you're starting to budget or starting to create funds for certain things that you want to do. So if you want to do activities, you know, 2 times a month, 3 times a month, 4 times a month, you know, this summer, you need to start budgeting for that, especially if there's not an excessive amount of resources. Girl, now it's time to buckle down, okay? You know, we got stuff we want to do, we got places we want to go, and when somebody invites you to go somewhere, you want to be prepared, you want to be ready to go. So now's the time for you to buckle down on your finances. Not even really for the next 90 days, really 2025, okay? Really all of 2025, this needs to be your main goal. I know even for myself, I've talked about this in previous videos, and I think I want to start a series on things I'm learning with finances, because some people weren't taught like how to create wealth for themselves, and that's something that I want to educate myself on so that I can create wealth for myself and for my future family. And that's something that is important to me. And if you weren't taught certain thing about finances, it's so important for you to teach yourself. And that's the beauty of social media these days. Everything is Googleable. You know, you can always go on TikTok and learn things and educate yourself. You can go on Google, YouTube, whatever the case may be. Guys, let me know if that's something that you guys will want me to start a series on. I'm kind of thinking I want to do it like once a week, like things I'm learning about finances to educate myself, and I'm sharing it with you guys. Of course, this is not me claiming to be somebody's financial advisor. Do whatever you would like to do with your money, But I just want to also be a resource for some people who may not know, or some people who may not know even where to start on their journey, and just see it from me. So let me know if that's something that you would like to see in the future. I say that to say, now is the time for you to buckle down. If you need extra income, now is the time to do it, especially if you have a goal of doing big things or doing fun things this summer that you may not have the resources for right now. Now is the time for you to buckle down and get focused so that you can have what you need to have by summer. My 7th tip for becoming the best version of yourself within the next 90 days is to focus on your routines. I kind of tapped into this, I think, on tip number 4 or 5. However, you want to focus on routines. I say this because it can be a lot when you are embracing a new journey in your life. And sometimes it can feel overwhelming when you gotta eat healthy, you gotta make sure that you cook, clean, do all the things. It's a long list of things that you have to do. Taking care of yourself spiritually. It's so many different things that you can do and have to do to become the best version of yourself. However, it's so important for you to make sure that you're doing those morning routines, doing those self-care routines, doing that nighttime routine that you may feel too tired to do. And I know that can be the hardest thing, especially when you had a long day and you're like, girl, I don't feel like doing no 10-step nighttime routine. Well, maybe cut it down to 5 instead of 10 steps. You know, I say that to say it still needs to be done, because at the end of the day, that's you pouring back into yourself. Even you creating time in the morning just for you. So that way you won't be burnt out, because it can be challenging to keep sustaining this, you know, this shift, okay? Because it's a shift, and that's the whole thing about, you know, glowing up and pivoting and rebranding or becoming this better version of yourself. You're pivoting, and sometimes it's not pretty. Sometimes you're gonna cry along this process. You may feel as if you're overwhelmed, okay? So that's why it's so important for you to double down on your routines, your morning routines, your nighttime routines, because that is for you. It's for nobody else. It's not for aesthetics. It's not for, you know, you trying to do something cute. No, it's for you. This is the time for you to double down on that, so that way you can feel good along the process, because you can go into summer feeling good, feeling like your best. That being said, a lot can happen in 3 months, so I'm wishing that and hoping that you guys have the best transformation that you've ever experienced. And I hope that summer 2025 is one of the best summers that you've ever had. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will meet you guys in the comments. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye.